Yo. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast, episode 234. I'm your host, Brittany Crossan. Hey, all right, we got to dig deep today. This episode releases in January of 2024. And because it's the beginning of a new year, I feel like it is time to do some deep digging so that you are setting yourself up for success in this new year. And you can think the new year shit is cliche or cheesy all you want. If you want to hate, that's fine. Maybe you should just stop this episode and it's not for you. But if you want to dig deep and really see some success on social media this year, this is for you. We're going to do a little therapy session. Okay. Now, it's not actually therapy. Disclaimer. I'm not a therapist. It's just a fun way of me describing having a deeper discussion with you and realizing what goes into this, being a leader on social media and your mindset and all the stuff that really, really matters, because it's not surface level. It's not. It's not just, oh, I made a pretty video or look at this cute picture that I posted. I mean, those things are fun and they can be a part of the equation, but they are not the foundation. The foundation is you. The foundation is the people behind the brand that are showing up and having focus and clarity and confidence and knowing your intention and your purpose and why you're doing what you're doing. All that stuff really, really matters in this social media journey. And quite frankly, I think that that's why it's such a small percentage of people that feel like they could say that their social media efforts are like a true big success for them. Okay. And I'm not just talking about somebody that has 1 million followers or more. It's not like that. But, people have different versions of success. And whatever it is, I think that that's why it's not as many people as what it could be having success on social media, because they're not doing this work that we're going to talk about. So if you feel like you have lost touch with the deeper things behind yourself and your brand and all that, or you just haven't gotten there yet, right? And it's time to level up. It's time to really go in and go all in with this journey. Then this episode is for you. I want to basically break it down really simply for you and try to keep this as brief as possible. I know your time is extremely valuable. When you are deciding to be a leader on social media, in your industry, in your business, in your specialty, whatever it is that you're sharing, whatever type of content that you're sharing on social media, you really need to ask yourself the, who, what, and why behind all of it. That's a really simple way to break it down. All right. And it can get really, really deep. And so I want you to do this work. It's like self-coaching essentially. Okay. I want you to do this work for yourself. It's going to make all the difference in the world. So who are you doing this for? Besides yourself and your family, but like who is your content for? And I know you may have heard that before, but listen to me. This really matters. And it can be very easy to go off course and forget that your content is actually for a particular person out there, and that it's not just this thing you put into autopilot and do, because we can get into autopilot, right? As creators. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and I have to remind myself these things. Like, wait a minute, Brittany, have you really been thinking about like your target viewer and the person you're really trying to help? Or have you just been like doing things and getting stuff done and checking it off your list? And that happens sometimes. So you have to think about the who. Who are you helping? Who is your content for? You can make up a pretend person and do like the avatar thing that some people do, where they make up their pretend person and they give them a name and a job and they kind of like represent the person's ideal audience member. Or you could think of an actual person that that benefits from your social media content, and just think of that specific person. I think that that's actually really effective. If you have a real person, and they don't need to know. If you don't want to tell them, they don't need to know that they're your target, that you actually like envision every time you make a video, if you don't want to tell them. But I think that that's really, really impactful if you have an actual real person that you know. But either way, you have to think of the who. So you got the who, what, and why. The who is super duper important. And look, if you're at the very beginning of your social media journey, you may not actually have the answer to this or any of these other things yet. That's okay. But you have to have goals and know what you're trying to get to. And this is a big part of it. a big, big part of it. And you'll start to learn who are the kinds of people that would benefit from this. Like, who do I jive well with? Who do I communicate well with? Who am I trying to help? Is it a version of me from 5 years ago? That kind of thing. Some people really like to use that approach, but the who really matters. And another time that the who matters, like a specific instance, is when we start to second guess ourselves and go, oh, I don't know, what I know isn't really that important, or this doesn't really matter that much, or we kind of have self-doubt or something like that, or we're self-conscious about saying a certain thing on camera or whatever. If we can go back to who and think of who we're doing this for and make it about them and stop fucking making it about us. And I know that that's hard, because if you're like me and you love social media and you like being in front of an audience, I know a lot of you do. Otherwise, I mean, come on, it goes perfectly together. Audience, social media. But if you're like that, sometimes we can get a little about us, can't we? Because it's natural when you're someone that likes to be in front of an audience. You want to be better. You want to make sure you look good or sound good and all this stuff. This is something that I've had to coach myself through over the years, especially, being a professional in the industry of social media and realizing that it is not about me. It's not about what something's going to do for me. It's what I can do for my audience. And it's about me in a sense that I'm using myself as like this vessel, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. But so yeah, we're there, but it's not like really about us. It's about who we're impacting and who we're helping. So when you get caught up in your head and all that stuff, say, hey, let that throw that out the door. If you're obsessing about the way that you look in a video, but otherwise the video is really good, maybe you should still fucking post it. Small Biz Social Society is a content creation community for mission-driven small business owners that are using social media to make a positive impact on the world. I created this community in 2020 to bring together my fellow world changers that run businesses and have a strong presence on social media. And starting January 8th, 2024, you can join the community for free. Yep, the membership cost is going from $18 per month to absolutely free. Zero, zilch, nada. If you're a business owner or in leadership at a business, a social media manager, or a content creator, you are welcome to join our community of creative, intelligent, fun entrepreneurs. The free membership includes access to 4 online events in 2024 that will focus on intermediate to advanced level content creation strategies, our monthly email newsletter that will be jam-packed with resources and detailed tips, and our private Facebook group where you can network, support, and reach out for help. We'll be talking social media, email marketing, YouTube, podcasting, and more. Plus, all members are invited to attend our annual in-person conference, Social Success. Our next one will be held in Austin, Texas in May of 2024. Small Biz Social Society is the best community for intermediate and advanced level content creators that are always leveling up and making a positive impact on the world. Head to smallbizsocialsociety.com to join. So just really remember who it's about, okay? The next big thing that you want to have in your mindset to really, really be a powerful leader on social media is what? What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you sharing? What is it? What is it? And I know that sounds like a stupid question because it's like, well, what do you mean, Brittany? I'm sharing social media posts. No, but what is it? You have to clarify that. And again, if you're a beginner, it might take you some time. It's okay to work to it. But like after you've been at it for a little bit, you need to really get an idea of what the hell are you sharing? Are you sharing educational content? Are you sharing inspiring content? Like, are you a beautiful writer and you can write beautiful quotes, or are you sharing entertaining content? Like, how to juggle a fire. So you're helping people smile, and then that's how you're getting them kind of into your circle of your social media world, right? Like, you have to know what you're doing. Like, what is it? What is it that you're sharing, right? So it's who are you helping and what are you sharing? And then the other what is, what are you helping them do with the thing you're sharing? Like, what do you do for those people? So you have your your target person, but like you have to get specific. Like you need to take some time and sit down and write this down. What do you want to help them with? But don't just say, I want to help them with their self-confidence. Well, that's fantastic because confidence is like amazing, but what do you mean? What's further than that? You got to get more specific, right? And so I want you to think about that, and I want you to write it out. It might be, a few sentences, however it is for you. Some people will say it's an I help phrase, and like I help so and so. I help this kind of person do this thing, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine if that helps you, but you need to have these specifics. Like, what are you helping them accomplish specifically? And if you need to tweak that over time, cool, whatever. But you've got to get that specific. Okay. And then the other W is, excuse me, the why. And this is where it gets really deep for you as the leader in the situation, because it's not just a simple, why are you doing what you do? Oh, because I think it's fun to make videos. No. Why do you think it's fun to make videos? Because I'll give you myself as an example. Because you always dreamt of being on screen and on the stage in front of audiences your entire life, because you know that your calling is to get in front of an audience and to help them realize their worth and their own confidence and how they can go in and they can impact the world. And then you dig even deeper than that. And it's like, well, why did you ever even want to do that? And you can get really, really deep, and it can get really, really emotional. And that's okay. Because if it does make you emotional, then that's going to prove to you that it really matters a lot. Like if someone shares recipes on their social media, that may seem kind of surface level, like a simple thing to do, right? Like, oh, you shared recipes and you showed us how to make this food. But that shit's probably pretty deep. Like those recipes might be from her grandmother who has passed away, who meant everything to her, who taught her how to cook, who showed her love through cooking and through teaching her how to cook, who they spent so many countless hours together in that kitchen learning all of those things. And it made her feel so good and give her confidence that she could go in and she could feed people good stuff because her grandmother taught her to. And it also brought joy to her family and everybody around the table. And they shared these moments together, and it literally brought the family closer together because they went in there and they made that food. And she wants that same experience for millions of other people out there because it had such a profound impact on her life, and it's so fucking special. It's not just about recipes. It's more than that. That's why I say you have to think about your why. You have to. This is essential. And I know find your why, it's been hoard out for years, right? Like in a business sense, people say, what's your why? What's your why? And like, you may be sick of hearing about it, but it is what it is. It's important. You got to think about what is your why. All right. And when you really do that and you write these things down, however your brain works, write it down, put it in a notes thing on your phone, put it on Post-its on the wall, paint yourself a fucking picture, whatever the fuck it takes, and have that information accessible to you. Because you may be like, Brittany, I know my why, I know my what, I know my who. Like, I'm telling you, we can lose sight of these things. It's quite easy to lose sight of them whenever we get mixed up in life and you're creating all this content and you're posting your stuff and you got your routine and you got your life, you got your business, you got your family, you got all kind of shit going on. It can be very easy to lose touch with that. We have to revisit these things on a regular basis. So it's just like a vision board, right? Like that's why people say, like, put it up somewhere so you can see it, so you're always in touch with those goals and so on and so forth. It's the same idea. We have to remind ourselves because our brains need that. And also, it's just a smart, responsible thing to do. Nobody, even the most successful people on social media, are too good to check themselves. And we should all check ourselves every once in a while. So I hope that you'll take the time to dig into this. What's your who, what's your what, and what's your why with your social media journey? And this applies to everyone. This applies to you if you have any kind of business, any kind of brand, this matters for all of the brands on social media. If you're an individual person, you have a team of people working for you, this matters no matter what. You've got to do this work. And if you feel like you are called to show up on social media as a leader and help impact the lives of people across the world, which is what's so beautiful about it, then you have to do this. And you have to have this information readily available so it'll keep you on track. Because when you have all of this in place, you're going to fucking soar. You're going to soar beyond the majority of everybody else because most people aren't going to bother with this. Most people aren't going to do it. And it's hard. And it's hard to have to dig deep and look within and think about your why and think about all these deeper things and the deeper reasons why you're doing what you're doing. It's hard. And a lot of people don't want to do it and don't want to face it. So I'm proud of you for being willing to. I'm proud of you for stepping up as the leader that you are and knowing that you are here for a reason. You're listening to this for a reason. You're watching this for a reason. You're showing up on social media for a reason. It's part of your journey. It's part of your purpose. And I'm just so excited for you. I'm so excited to see what 2024 brings you. I hope that you will tell me. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your who's and your what's and your whys. I want you to message me, Brittany Crossan. I'm on all the platforms, Social Sunshine Podcasts on all the social media platforms. Please reach out and tell me what your who's, what's, and whys are. I would love, love, love to hear from you. I hope that this was helpful. And thank you so much for listening, for watching, and Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I'm so stoked about this year. Talk to you later. Bye.